Hey everybody, this video is going to be a little bit different, and I apologize if you hear my cat. She insists on being in here with me and likes to meow. But this video is going to be about questions about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk ape, whatever it is you call it. And I'm going to say some questions. I'm going to give you my answer on the question and what I think, and then if you want to answer that question in the comments and let me know what you think. I thought if I did this, it would open up so that we could all learn a little bit from each other. And, everybody's had different experiences, and I think this is a great way to learn. So, the first question I have is, why do they hide? And my thought on that is that they hide because they're afraid of us. They're afraid of something bad happening to them, and they hide to protect their family. That's what I think. The second question I have is, why have we not found bones? Well, this one is a really good question, and I have several thoughts on this. I have heard stories, and I don't know if they're true, because nobody's an expert in this field, but I have heard stories that the Native Americans think that they bury their dead. Now, if that's true, you wouldn't find the bones so easily. I've also heard stories that they submerge their dead in water so that they're not found. Now, if either one of these aren't true, I have no idea. But, how often do you find a dead bear in the woods? I mean, it just doesn't happen that often. And I'm not saying that nobody has never found a bear in the woods, but it's just, it's something that's possible because I believe that they're very smart and they could possibly be burying their dead. So the next question is, do they make stick structures? Now this I don't know either for sure. I have heard people say yes, they've seen them pulling up trees and throwing trees. I've never personally seen it, but I can tell you this, I have seen trees that were yanked out of the ground and then stuck back in the ground and weaved within each other. And you'll see some of that in these pictures. It's like, that's not natural tree fall, so something did it, but I don't know who or what. So there's that. And then the other thing is some of these pictures we're seeing people taking is it Pareidolia? Well, yeah, some of them could be Pareidolia, because I know if I zoom in on a clump of trees, and if I zoom in enough, I'll see a face in there somewhere. It's just like when you look at the clouds. You can see a figure in the clouds. Not always, but most of the time, you'll see some kind of a face or eyes or something. It turns out it's just leaves in a certain area that makes it look like that. So you got to be careful with that. The other question I have is, do they like dogs? This one I don't really know. I have heard they don't like dogs, and I could see why they wouldn't, because the dogs would alarm people that they're there. I've also heard stories about that they have dogs that they have with them. I've never seen this, but I don't know. I don't know if they like dogs or not. I'm going with probably not, because that they alarm people that they're there, and they may actually eat dogs. I don't know that for a fact either, but it would be easy prey, that's for sure. Do they like women? I think that they do like women because they don't feel as threatened by women. But I do believe that they do like women. Do they like men? I think they do like certain men. I think that, there's certain men that they allow to get near them and watch them. But they're more leery of men because men are the ones that do most of the hunting. And they associate that hunting with death. They're probably a little bit more standoffish to men. The other question is, do they like children? I think absolutely they like children. They love to hear them laughing and playing, and they like to watch them from a distance. And this next question kind of goes in, it's kind of hand in hand with children, and it's, do they show empathy? And the reason I think they do show empathy is because of so many stories of kids that have gone missing that are found with a bundle full of blueberries, and they said they slept with a bear all night, and they're like 2 or 3. I mean, bears are going to eat a 2 or 3-year-old. So if this is a Bigfoot that did this, yes, they show empathy. They show empathy for that small child, and they can relate that small child can't fend for herself, so they help them out. I think that they also are like humans. I think there's bad ones and good ones. I think that some could be violent, some could be mean. But I think, and for the most part, they're like us. They show empathy and they care. They care for their loved ones, and they care for your loved one as a small child, because that they want that child to be okay, because they hear them crying in the woods and they feel bad for them. So, yes, I do think that they show some empathy. Okay, this last question is a very good question, and I see it time and time again. And it's, why are there no clear pictures, and why are they hard to come by with all the new cell phones that everybody is carrying? This answer I know for sure, because I saw one in the woods. I had my GoPro in hand, not on, but in hand, and when somebody said, "There he is," I turned it on, and he was so extremely fast, the only thing I could do was hold it up in that direction. And then when I got home and I put it into an editor, I had to slow it down 6 times before I could actually see the movement and see the figure standing there. So that tells me that they're extremely fast, so they're hard to get on camera. The only way I think that it's possible to get a really clear shot of these animals is to have a game camera. A high quality professional game camera like people take wildlife videos with or pictures with. That's the only way I think you're going to get a clear shot, because they're extremely fast. And I'll link that video in my description so you can take a look at how fast they are. And if you watch for the palm from, it'll be flat out to the ground and then pop back up, and that's where he ran through. And I had to slow that video down 6 times to see it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different. I should be out back in the woods this week. And until next time, I'll see you then. And thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Oh, and if you haven't liked and subscribed and you like what I do, please subscribe. It's free and it helps my channel. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.